Good morning, gang. Yep, it's Tuesday, and we got two videos. Okay, so the double standard, the hypocrisy, the misinformation. Why is it that some people are allowed to lie on social media unabashed and nobody cares, and other people are trying to get to the truth or tell the truth and they're silenced? Okay, big question. We got the whole deal that's going on in Afghanistan right now, that complete debacle that is 110% the fault of the Biden-Harris administration. As much as Hollywood and Nancy Pelosi are trying to spin it, okay, that's hopeless. All right, this is Joe Saigon. Sorry, that's it. But I get a kick out of it because for 4 years we heard all the bashing of 45, oh, he thinks everybody's murderers and rapists coming across, he doesn't have any respect for human rights, blah, 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 blah. Okay, all this crap, all right? We hear, oh, you got to have, equal pay for women. I'm all fine. Do the same job, get paid the same. I'm cool with that. It's what I do for a living, okay? Don't care. But we hear all this grandstanding about LGBTQ rights and, everybody's a, oppressed group. It's like, oh, we got to have what was affirmative action is now diversity and inclusion is the latest, bullshit line that corporate America is using. But so I laugh at it because, take CNN, for example. Over the weekend, all right? On Sunday, their journalist in Afghanistan, Clarissa Ward, was in a white t-shirt with a red scarf on as she was doing her report, okay? Monday morning, she's in a full hijab. Same reporter. Did she just feel like wearing black from head to toe today? No. That might be something to do with, I don't know, human rights, women's equality, whatever it would be. Do we stand up for it anywhere else? Nope. Okay. We just piss away a couple of $1 trillion over 20 years to let it all go back to the way it was 20 years ago. Okay. Obama and Biden would have let the damn military do the job. There wouldn't be a Taliban person running around anywhere. Okay. But what I find really funny is how social media, and of course the mainstream media, is trying to play defense for the 46 administration, right and left, okay? Now, we all know that anybody that is even a hint of a conservative gets silenced, talk in code, whatever, do whatever on social media. Pick one: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, wherever the hell it would be. I can't even name them all because I really don't give a damn about them all, okay? So Dan Crenshaw, who most of you probably know, representative from Texas, he's the guy with the eye patch, former Green Beret, asked Jack Dorsey yesterday, he says, so why does the Taliban get to have a Twitter account, but 45 doesn't? The current biggest terrorism organization in the world is fine to use Twitter. But the president, and now former president of the United States, is banned forever. Explain that one to me. Okay? Talk about trying to silence people. Funnier, though, our hosts here. All right. So I took a look last night while I was doing this. There's a video here, and I'll link it below, that you can watch that is out and out lies, complete bullshit, and yet it's allowed to be on YouTube. Okay. It's completely fabricated, completely false, all right? And I'll give you just a snapshot of what it starts. It starts off with the Afghan representative to the United Nations, okay, talking about everything that is going on, that the Taliban is doing. This is the Afghan representative to the UN, okay? I think he might know something about what's going on in his country. Yeah, so this is an MSNBC video, and they show that clip, and then they have a Taliban spokesperson saying, oh, the UN ambassador is completely lying. Not saying that the UN ambassador can't completely lie, but when there are countless stories online from God knows how many, I mean, US, Israeli, Russian, Greek, Australian, all these reporters are saying the same thing. And this Taliban spokesperson says no. Okay. I'm surprised this wasn't a CNN interview, because if you caught that one, the CNN interviewer, the CNN reporter, was saying, well, these seem like a bunch of nice guys, talking about the Taliban, as they are standing behind him screaming death to America. But they're a bunch of nice guys, okay? That's how completely over the cliff CNN has gone. But I want to show you this video, so let me put this one in real quick.
The UN Security Council is calling for talks on forming a new government for Afghanistan and an end to the fighting and human rights abuses there. This comes after the council held a meeting this morning at which Afghanistan's ambassador to the United Nations accused the Taliban of not honoring its promises and commitments and talked about the dire situation in his homeland.
We have seen gruesome images of Taliban's mass executions of military personnel and target killings of civilians in Kandahar and other big cities. Kabul residents are reporting the Taliban have already started house-to-house searches in some neighborhoods, registering names and looking for people in their target list. There are already reports of target killings and looting in the city. Kabul residents are living in absolute fear right now.
All right, joining us now is Suhail Shaheen, an English spokesperson for the Taliban. He is part of their delegation in Qatar and was involved in negotiations with the United States. Mr. Shaheen, the Afghan ambassador says the Taliban is carrying out mass executions of military personnel and targeted killings of civilians in Kandahar and Kabul. Our reporter in Kabul also says that he is hearing similar reports. What is your response to these allegations that your forces are committing these atrocities?
These allegations are totally baseless, totally wrong. They are the propaganda spread by our opponents in order to mislead the opinion of the world against us.
Okay, see what I mean? I mean, the guy's like, oh, none of this is true, blah, 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 it's not happening. You know, did anybody catch the video yesterday about, and I certainly can't show this one on YouTube, okay? But there was a video of a C-130 rolling down the tarmac in Kabul. And there were people chasing it, Afghanis, trying to get out of Kabul, to the point where there was a guy who grabbed onto the landing gear. And as the plane took off, you could see in the distance him fall, okay? That reminded me of 9/11 and videos of people jumping out of the World Trade Center, okay? Have you ever been so happy in your life that everything was going so wonderful that it was a better idea for you to grab onto the wheel of a jet airplane and fall to your death than it was to stay where you were living? For this guy to come out and say, none of this is true, has got to be the biggest piece of misinformation possible. Yet it's allowed to be on social media. It's allowed to be on the mainstream media. This is how bad we are being taken by the journalists, if you will, and the media companies, big tech, that are supposed to be, at least in the journalists' case, supposed to be there to somewhat protect us from government overreach, government lies. They're the ones that are supposed to be saying, no, that's not true. They're supposed to go digging in and find the details. I mean, think about Watergate. Who was that broken by? Reporters, okay? Not that I'm a big fan of either one of them, okay? But they dug and got to the bottom of it. No problem, all right? Why is it that our reporters now, and in that same respect, the media who is giving them the voice, not only the networks, but then YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it would be, why are they giving them the platform to lie to the American people? The rest of the world is laughing at the United States right now. We have no credibility. I mean, the emperor has no clothes. I mean, if you're any other country right now, I mean, let's think about something like this. The DMZ, the demilitarized zone on the border of North and South Korea, okay? There's been U.S. troops there for 70 years. Does South Korea think now, you know what, maybe the U.S. is just going to bail on us because that's now the precedent set by the resident of the United States. Have a good Tuesday. Pinball out.